Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. In this episode, we're doing whatever this is, sulfuric acid. Right. We're gonna need lots of this stuff over time, and this will be a big facility devoted to sulfuric acid specifically. I do think I'm gonna add, I think this station is pretty much at its limit. But we've got plenty more space. Should I just add another station? Like right here? Right here? I know that there's the, whatever this is, sort of in the way. What is this? Oh, my gas, natural gas. But I don't need the drilling fluid part anymore. So, let's see, 20 plus 12. Yeah, you know what? I like this. So I'm gonna put that there. We're gonna remove, let's see, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna build, let's see, that's gonna go there, which means we need one right about here-ish to have full coverage. We'll build that one. And then, yeah, we can remove everything here. That has 200, crap. Well, there go all my bots. That has 200 soil in it, so there's gonna be a million bots picking that up. Fun. Okay, we'll do that, so that still has power. Disconnect this. Yeah, just deconstruct all this. Okay. Well, I hope you're all doing well today. I'm having a good day so far, working on my coffee as usual. And yeah, I think one of the things I'm really enjoying about Pi is just kind of the, I don't know the right word, but just the rhythmic nature. I've never settled this first of all, this is my longest Factorio run of all time. I don't think I've ever gotten past 250 hours. In fact, I'm not even sure if I've ever gotten to 200 hours, to be perfectly honest. I feel like I've gotten close, but I don't know if I've ever gotten there. And so that alone is an achievement for me. And yeah, just the, I don't know, having the train base set up and flowing like this makes adding new items a lot more frictionless and really enjoyable. Like the blueprints that we worked so hard making are working really well, so it's easy to set up new systems. At some point, I probably should work on improving the blueprints and making them even more, you know, modular. But for now, I think I'm okay with how things are going. I might, one thing I've noticed is that a bunch of times we are running into the issue of, needing more fluids in the provider and the requester. So I might like manually add in a version that has all three. But apart from that, things have been going pretty well for the blueprints and stuff. All right, I feel like there was an item I was gonna check on, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, shoot. By the way, how's... Uh-oh. Are we doing okay here on soot? I don't actually know if we are. Those can handle 10 soot a second, so I think we are. I don't remember where we're making soot from, though. Huh. Gosh, this is crazy. Do we have too many... Are we, what am I trying to say? Do we have too much ash? Like, is 8 loaders not enough? Because it's totally possible it's not enough, which would be ridiculous. It should be enough. Assuming a train is always here to unload. That's 120 ash a second. I don't think we're making 120 ash a second, right? 1 a second is 600 a minute. 10 a second would be 6,000 a minute. No, 1 a second is 60 a minute. 10 a second is 600 a minute. 100 a second would be 6,000 a minute. So we're making about 75 ash a second. Good gravy. That is crazy. Which means this is usually going to have a train unloading, because this only unloads at 120 a second. Now, sometimes ash goes other places, because we do consume ash for real, right? So not all the ash goes here. But a lot of it does. This is ridiculous. Oh, man. Anyway, okay, so back to the actual project we're working on. Okay, so that's all getting deconstructed. Yada, 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 yada. Let me just do all that. Okay, and then we need 2 solids, which is sulfur and phywoji. And that's it. 4 a second each, so I don't think I'm gonna need another station. And then what we'll do is we'll bring in, I don't need these. Bring in a fluid requester station for oxygen. And we'll just make it the full 75,000. And then fluid provider extension. It's going to be providing sulfuric acid. That's not the real one. The real sulfuric acid, please stand up. Wait, where is it? Oh, is it the real one? You know, sometimes, because it's a vanilla fluid, it does weird things with it. And then acid gas, which you do have to type with a space in this menu. That's so confusing. That's so confusing. Alright, so then the oxygen should be good to go. We should name our stations. I've been really bad at naming our stations. Oxygen for sulfuric sulfshroom, I'll call it. And this is sulfuric from sulfshroom. Sulfuric plus acid gas. And this is sulfur plus, I don't know, whatever. I think as long as the name is somewhat descriptive, I don't really care anymore. I don't even care anymore. All right, 4 a second, 4 a second. Do I need more than 30 a second loading? Probably not. Well, yeah. Let's speed things up a little bit. All right, and then we're gonna do sulfur, which stacks to 100. So let's see. We need equal amounts of each, and I have 72 stacks to play with, so we need about 40 and 30. 45 and 25 actually is a little closer. 45 and 25, man. You know what? I might actually need a slightly larger chest. I'm gonna go for 90. What does that make? 96? So then I can do 60-30. Yeah, I like that better. So 30 stacks of sulfur. pYanodon's, 60 stacks. Well, I say that, but realistically, I really only need double the stacks that go past 1 train full. Right? Because the request isn't triggered until we get down to 20 stacks of sulfur. So we only have 10 stacks of sulfur backup, which is only about 5 minutes, which is about right. I want to have about 5 minutes of buffer. But to have 5 minutes of buffer for pYanodon's, we only need twice as many stacks past 1 train, and 1 train is still 20 stacks. So really, I only need 40 stacks to have the same 5-minute buffer Because now I have 20 stacks. Yeah, I still have the same, yeah. So weirdly, I don't need twice as much even though the stack amount is half as much, if that makes any sense. To have the same number of minutes of buffer. So in that case, I might as well bump that up by 5, bump that up, and now we've got 85, which should be fine for that whole chest. And then I'll just wait until those arrive. Okay, and now this is pretty simple. All we got to do is 12 of these bad boys. I think I'll do all the way up here. And it's only acid gas out. That's so cool. I love it. All right. I have no idea how many I need. Oh, exactly 12? Look at that. Look at that thing of beauty. All right, and then the belt is gonna run by. We'll do a power pole here, and I assume each building, yeah, it can be fed with one inserter. That is accurate. Okay. Do that, and then finish off the end. You know what? This is a situation where I'm not going to. I'm almost certain that we will extend this at some point. Or double down with a second layer on the other side, but we're not close enough that a pipe is ever going to interfere if it's on this side of the train tracks, so I think I'm okay. I should probably apply critical thinking like that more often. Okay, and then 20 of these with 2 fluids in and 1 fluid out. So what I'd like is for these to fit right here, and for this one to fit horizontal flip right here, and then this just so happens to actually work out to not even get in the way. Okay, so something like that, and then one of those plus one of the double directional undergrounds, plus a power pole. I have a feeling the power pole is not gonna reach. Oh, it does reach. Amazing. I don't need the big poles. That must be max distance power pole right there. Yeah, I think the wire reach is 9. Yeah, that is literally max distance. Perfect. Okay, so then bada bing. No, my beloved. Oops. Okay, so that's 10. And that's 20. Okay, and the underground pipes will not reach into the next zone. So again, I think that's fine. All right, power should be connected. Oh, you know what? It's actually not. I need power like that. Okay, so then we need to select the turd. Phywoji upgrade. Competitive acidosis. Oh, it even makes Phywoji faster? Well, look at that. Oh god. It does, right, I forgot about this. We did note that it means we're gonna make 1,000,000 Xeno codexes when I upgrade to Phywoji Mark III, which will be very expensive. It'll be cheaper though by the time we get to upgrading to the Mark III world. So we can select it because we've already finished the Mark II path. Alright. Perfect. Are these not being made? Oh. We're not making desulfurization units in the auto mall. Does that count as a oil-based building? Or not? What recipes does it have? Currently, that's the only recipe. Shoot. What else does this thing make? Can craft aromatic sulfur. Oh, this is the one that's gonna make our ammonia from molybdenum. Beautiful. Anyway, yeah, desulfurization I think does count as an oil-based thing. Desulfurization. Pop 9 of those on the thing. We already have chemical plants, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're right there. So those should go here. Plant 9. Alright. So that'll get done eventually, and then now at this point we just have the oxygen go up. Uh-oh. What is this? Okay, this wood is getting consumed and we're not making wood anymore. Glad we put in an alert. What is this wood getting consumed for? Not here. Not making these anymore. I don't think. No, that hasn't run in a million years. We're not making circuits here anymore, so I don't think... The problem is the wood goes everywhere. But I'm pretty sure we're not consuming any of that branch of wood. I don't think we're doing it for moss gene samples, so it's whatever is using it here. No, it also goes on this belt. Nope, we're not using it there. cDNA doesn't matter anymore. 10 stone fish? What? Where do you go? You don't do anything with wood. Bat boy? We don't need batteries anymore. Logistics science Larry. I don't know where the wood is going or where it's being consumed. What is still running? How are we consuming wood? Huh. Genuinely curious. Is it something? Oh, it's these buildings. Small parts from here are still going to make... To do what? Wait, have I not... These are going onto trains. Small parts for trains are still made in my main base. Oh no. That's not good. We have to fix that eventually. Okay. So that's where the wood is being consumed, I think? I don't really have another answer other than that. Which means... Yeah. Do I want to do anything about that right now? The problem is I don't want to run out of small parts, because that's what we need. I am imagining the only station that requests small parts is... lamps. But I'm not sure. Oh. Wait, I request small parts in the auto mall? I don't make small parts in the auto mall? I thought we made small parts. I guess science needs it. Automation science needs small parts. We do? Automation science? Needs small parts? Yeah, it does. Oh. Well, that's where they're all going. Jeez. Okay. So then that means these are running pretty much constantly, which means they do need fuel. So small parts facility is important, is what I'm gathering here. So what I'm gonna do is just a temporary stopgap measure until we get the small parts facility up and running. Which will just be a separate facility that requests iron and copper and whatnot and makes small parts for training around. And will be set up for high throughput. But for now, what we'll do... I don't think this will break anything, but it's very possible I'm wrong. But like, I think the wood exists as a fuel only. It would break this, but this doesn't matter. Just trying to do a quick once over to see if it breaks anywhere else. I guess it breaks this stuff, but this stuff doesn't matter. It breaks this, but this doesn't matter. None of those matter anymore because I've replaced them all in the auto mall. And this, I don't think matters. Nope, that doesn't matter. This is all dead to me, and I'm pretty sure the wood in here is irrelevant. So what I'm getting at is I can support this belt with a bunch of logs that just happen to be in storage. And that should last... did not mean to do that. That should last a while. So much random crap. Oh man, someday we'll clean house. Alright. So that should keep this belt fueled for probably another 50 hours, but we're not going to take that long for this. Alright, anyway, how do I still miss 2 chemical plants? Is the auto mall lazy? What's going on here? Oh, desulfurization units use chemical plants. I see. So that's part of it. We've needed a lot of chemical plants. Still, though, I would have thought it would have been done by now, but I guess... Are we out of duralumin or something? We are seemingly out of duralumin. That's bad. That is bad. Where's duralumin? It's right here. I mean, we're not out of it on the belt yet. So maybe we should let it buffer a little higher. Yeah, we're only going to 1,000. We've got 144 slots. We're going to 25. Chromium's only at 1,000. That's a problem. 25, 45. 65. 70, 90. Still fine. Okay. Alright. That'll help a little bit with duralumin buffering, and I'm not worried about the cost of duralumin anymore, especially because this copper is not even as needed, because we have the second copper facility now. So really, we're more than fine on copper. It's mostly just using the aluminum, which we could also make more aluminum. Look at how small the aluminum plant is. That's crazy. I know it's semi-expensive because it uses the graphite or whatever, but the actual facility we need for aluminum processing is tiny. All right, we just still haven't finished this, by the way. Don't worry. We'll get there. Okay, so oxygen's hooked up, and then we've got acid gas, which I think I'm gonna prioritize to going to the whatchamacallit. Okay, so this one's acid gas. And then what we'll do is we'll go here. And then we'll do overflow. And we'll go that way. Okay, so acid gas overflows into there. And then water total, we're gonna need 2 pump jacks, it seems like. That can just go anywhere. I do need the water to wrap around. All right, and then sulfuric. Out here to here. All right, and then I am gonna grab a big boy for sulfuric because I know that the usage can be pretty extreme. Okay, I'll get that hooked up. Cool. I think that should do it. Is there anything we're missing? No? Alright, and then this guy filters up and over. Those guys are ready to go. And there we go. That is up to 250 a second sulfuric acid. Oh, I see the problem. Are we... No. How are the... Something's wrong. How are the trees that are... Did it request bots from like 1,000 miles away? Like, what's going on here? Because we marked these for deconstruction a year ago. How are those still not deconstructed? I don't see any bots on the way. Do you guys see any bots on the way? I don't see any bots on the way. But it says these trees are marked for deconstruction. Which means there should be bots flying in from somewhere to deconstruct them. Because it's certainly in the construction zone. So we've checked that. That's definitely happening. Sometimes I can be too quick to cry bug. I don't want to be the boy who cried bug, but I'm certainly at a loss for what the answer might be if it's not a bug. I mean, obviously maybe I'm just missing where the bot is, and it's coming from really far away, and it's just taking way longer for some reason. But I don't see anything. And like, it's been a while because I went and handled, what's that? That's a logistics bot. You know, I went and handled, wait. No, that's a caravan. I went and handled this small parts thing, like, after I had requested, so it's been like 10 minutes or whatever. I'm pretty sure a bot can get anywhere on the map in 10 minutes. All right, well, if anyone understands what's happening here, I would love to know, because I don't think I've ever seen that sort of thing before. Where it seems like the bots are genuinely failing to get assigned to deconstructing these trees. I don't think I've ever seen that. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that they're on the Nexalit patch. That feels relevant to me somehow. Okay, my personal bots can do it. So weird. Huh. I don't know. I feel like I just discovered a bug of some sort. I don't know what the bug is, but that certainly seemed wrong somehow. Interesting. I don't know. If anyone has any answers, let me know in the comments, because that was a weird situation. Okay, but other than that, we should now be good to go. That doesn't actually have power. And yeah, there's sulfuric acid coming in. This is going to provide at a higher priority for sulfuric and acid gas. My previous sulfuric creation is at -1, perfect. And what is my sulfuric acid creation? Where is that happening? Previously it was this. This one is providing sulfuric acid at 0 priority, perfect. Okay. So now we have infinite sulfuric acid, very cheaply done. I love it. Oh, I'm dumb. I didn't need to make a new sulfuric plant. I could have extended this one. Though that one is directly linked to the acid gas, so actually it might not have worked. Or no, I think I'm requesting, yeah, I'm requesting the acid gas. Yeah, I don't think this acid gas is linked. Oh well. So what's the provide, so this acid gas is being provided at high priority. And what are the ways we're making this acid gas? So this is for flue gas, low request, and tailings dust, low request. So that should be fine. And tailings, low request. Okay, whatever, that's fine. I don't mind. Put the lamp in here and over here. Cool, 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 cool. We're already up to lots and lots. Nice. All right, so then small parts facility can kind of do wherever. Why don't we make that maybe near the batteries? That actually feels oddly proper for some reason. And we are requesting wood here already, so we can use that for fuel. So I will do just, it feels weird to not have any fluids, but it's just going to be a single multi-requester, which all requesters are multi-requesters. And a multi-provider. I say multi-provider because there's a chance we want to provide other stuff later. Excuse me. I'm trying to breathe coffee, apparently. All right, and then this is gonna unload faster and load faster. I'm not gonna screw that up like I normally do. And then so let's see. buildings are so fast. I can literally get 5 small parts a second from one building if I can manage the insertion of all of it. Which I probably can with stack inserters. If I'm willing to use a few, which I just might be. How many small parts am I consuming in the base? So small parts consumption is at about 5, it's actually above 5 a second. Okay, so I actually need more than that. I'm gonna future-proof a little bit then here and go for 15 a second. And that means what? That means we're gonna need 26 iron. Okay, so one thing that means is I'm gonna need a different requester for copper. Because of the 2 train limit, we've learned we need a... With anything that's this high of a rate, we need to have a separate train for each. I mean, gosh, the iron itself is gonna need two loaders. Though I don't... What's the per minute? Oh my gosh. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna go ham on that. And then this is gonna need loaders. Okay, I do think I maybe want to build 3 units of 5 a second because they can be 1 building apiece. And I can just handle everything internally with loaders. And then I'll just copy and paste that twice, I think. So let me design this where the bots won't build it for a second. Okay, so we've got the small parts fed by gears. Wires and bolts. Now, one side note, eventually cables come from advanced casting, which is another way to make them. But they're not even better. 1 plate makes 2 cables. 50 molten would make 37.5 plates, which would make 70 cables. Okay, I guess it makes a few more cables, but you miss out on a step of productivity. And you use these advanced castings, which are kind of expensive. You need green SiC, which is a lot of coke. Like a lot of coke, because graphite's also coke. I guess powdered quartz is more just annoying than anything else. It's free. Clay is free. Silicon is also not totally free. I mean, pure sand and coal dust adds up. And the wax is not free. Yet. Right? Don't we get a really cheap way to make wax eventually? I can't remember. No, I don't. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh, it might be a wax barrel. That's what it was. Yeah, sugar makes wax. But we never get an easy way to make sugar. So used combs. Yeah, I'm off that copper cable recipe. That just doesn't seem worth it. Especially if you factor in that if you can do productivity on the making the plates and then making the cables, you get an extra step of productivity, which isn't gonna make up for the full difference here, but it's close to making up for the full difference. I guess you save on like borax maybe. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not gonna. Lost my place. I'm not gonna worry about it. Anyway, back to this. So let's see. I mean, I think I can just do something like this, right? Let's try to make it as compact as possible. So we've got that. And that handles you, and then we need sticks into the bolts. Should be here. Like that. Is there a way I can make this any more compact? I don't think so. Okay, now here's the trick. None of these need more than 7.5 items a second raw. So the wood can be fed in. Let's see. Let me think for a second here. So we're gonna have wood and iron on that one. Wood and iron on this one. And then we'll have maybe wood and copper on that one. But then we need wood for this guy, and this guy is the problem. So what I'll need to do is some fancy wood you know, sharing, dispersal, whatever you want to call it, around there. This needs to be filtered on wood, or maybe I should blacklist on copper plate. The reason is that means I could use this to be any sort of fuel. It doesn't have to be wood, and it would still work. And there we go. And then this then outputs pure unadulterated small parts. Which then join with small parts coming from the other sections. So there we go. Now these need to continue. I guess I didn't factor that in because we're gonna need to, like, I need to imagine as if these kept going. No, sorry. That's not true. It's not true because the rates of these are already basically capped out. Oh, crap. No, I can't do iron and wood. Shoot. Okay, so copper and wood then... So this is just pure iron, and then the copper has the wood, which means I need to do something like this to feed that one from the copper, which has the wood, and then this one can grab from here. There we go. And then all of them are getting wood. Okay. Okay, and is everything powered? Looks to be powered. Okay. So copper plus wood and then iron. Okay, so I need 3 of these. I'm gonna flip it vertically. And we'll leave a little bit of space here, and then we go boom, boom, boom. Okay, and then now the wood, I assume is not going to be that high of a rate. We'll bring that out. Merge this, This is going to request 100 stacks of iron. I know that sounds like a lot, but whatever. Who cares? And then this is going to request copper plate. I don't know, like 60 stacks. Okay, and then this guy, we've got 2 belts of iron. Okay, so then belt 1 of iron goes there. Belt 2 of iron. No. Because that's still going to be most of a belt. So now we've replenished that belt with what's in here. That now goes there. And there. Okay, so iron's done. And now we need the wood plus copper. Which is going to be here. Is that outside construction range? I can't remember. No, it's being built. Okay. As long as it's on the line. The middle of the thing you're building is on the line. You're good to go. Alright, so then wood is going to come up. Does that have power, by the way? Yeah. And we need less than a full belt of copper, right? Or triple this? Yeah, 11.25. That is more than a half belt, though. So that means the wood needs to, like, be a separate thing that comes alongside the copper. Okay, so there's wood plus copper, number 1. And then over here, we'll have wood plus... Oh, you know what? I screwed this up. There's no way to get into that square. Go like that. Okay. And then I can get in like that. Okay. And then wood plus copper here. Blop, blop, blop. And then wood plus copper here. Okay. That should do it. Power linked up, small parts out. This has been a little messy, I think, but clean enough for my taste. And I probably am going to rebuild this when I have beacons, but that's still a long way away at this point. And that's just going to be a single loader. Small parts? Small parts. Wow, we're already at 50 minutes. Somehow we found a way to fill up a whole episode with stuff. We always manage to do that. Somehow, some way, we always manage. Cool. I think that's it. No, that needs to turn off filters. Okay, I swear I... Oh, it's still connected. I was like, I swear I disabled that. I did disable it, but it's still connected. Alright. Yeah, I mean, now we're just waiting for the bots, which should be done in the next minute or two. Small parts facility done. Okay, by the way, aren't our Vraux... Yeah. We gotta turn this back on. Okay, so the flora looks mixed to me. I'm not seeing one side. I mean, there might be a little less flora like right here-ish and a little more over here, but more or less the flora seems pretty balanced to me. So, we're gonna start the Vraux back up. And we're gonna see if over time the flora stays balanced on this belt, or if it turns into a nightmare again and gets one side all clumped up. This is the big test. This will prove it once and for all. I'm so curious. I don't know if you guys are curious, but I'm so curious. Yeah, once the Vraux drop below, all these guys turn back on. That means they start eating Vraux cocoons again. Then these guys turn on, then the flora starts getting eaten. So that'll do it. Well, that is once we get enough Vraux off the belt. It'll take a couple minutes. But yeah, I'm excited for that to get figured out. All right, hey, we're already getting small parts. Beautiful. It seems to be working. So it should be the copper cable one that's basically running full time. If it's running less than almost full time, we've got a problem. But it does look like we're getting there. Actually, no, it seems like we have a problem with bolts. Wait, did I screw something up? The iron stick one should be running about full time, but it is. I guess we use the exact same amount of bolts and copper cable, so one of them is always going to be the limiting factor. So I think we're still okay. Cool. All right, and then small parts, provide, we'll put that at priority 1. This is now the main way to make small parts. And then just to make sure, we'll up our wood request by a little bit here. A couple stacks. Not much. These still don't use that much power. I mean, altogether, these are using 0.1 coal, which is, well, no, I guess if they were all running, which they're not gonna be. But if they were all running, we'd be using half a wood per second, which is still only 1 stack of wood every 3 minutes, so yeah, we should be fine. Coolio. All right, well, that seems like, oh no, those got built. Dang it. That seems like a good place to end the episode. We are still waiting for flippin' Relasia here. It is running again. We're over 1,000 products now. 1,100 in fact. Right. I'm so curious about the flora. Things are running again, so we'll be checking on that in the next episode. Oop, there's a gap starting to form. We'll see if it gets worse. We'll see if it gets worse. Anyway, as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.